Hello again, this is Keith from Crypto Coin Mindset. Welcome back, another edition of the Crypto Market News. Today is November 15th, 2018, and it's been another one of those bloody days, really savage in the crypto market. And some of the stuff we're going to cover today, we're going to obviously do a market overview. There's a lot of things to discuss that have happened in the overall market today. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. We're going to talk about XRP, believe it or not. We'll also talk a little bit about what you can potentially do in this market if as the retail investor. All right, so let's get it kicked off here. So we're looking at coin Marketcap here, and you can see the market is currently got 184 billion in it. There's a little bit of green, a little bit of red. Overall, the market has retraced a little bit and is I'm hoping starting to find a little bit of stability and retracement from the yearly lows that it set yesterday. Now, people are still kind of wondering what the heck caused all this. Now, I believe there's a number of things that have potentially played into it. And one of the things, in my opinion, that has helped to spur on this down market has been the mainstream media FUD. And for those who are new here, FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so mainstream media here is Forbes, Bitcoin and stock market on the brink. And now you got this one, Bitcoin and crypto market plummets, dealing blows to Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Now, we're going to talk about why this is a bunch of hype, because we got Ripple in the news a little later on, but we're not going to jump ahead right now. And some other things that have potentially played into the market downturn. Today was the deadline for investors who have money in hedge funds to give their notice to the hedge fund managers that they're going to be taking all or some of their money out, creating a little more instability in the overall market. Right now, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, the Bitcoin USD pair, trading pair on TradingView. And as you can see right now, this is the Bitfinex chart. You can see the waterfall that we talked about in yesterday's video when we were recording. We are just past this mark right in here. And right now, Bitcoin is holding just over $5,700, which is about $400 above where it was yesterday. So, like I said, it seems to be like we're finding a little bit of stability. We obviously got a little bit of retracement back up in the market here. And personally, I believe that this market is going to go up a little bit more before it comes back down. But I'm sorry to say, and I may get comments on the video, but honestly, I believe that we've got one more capitulation leg down here before we see some kind of major recovery, or let me rephrase that, we see some kind of major stability come back into this market. All right, so also playing into what's going on in the market, in my opinion, is the obvious Bitcoin Cash hard fork that took place earlier today. So there has been all kinds of things listed in the media with regard to this. The fork is over. Matter of fact, let's go take a look over here at CoinDance and see what the update is. Here we go, just updated. So as you can see, the Bitcoin Cash network has been upgraded. 78 blocks have been mined under the new consensus rules. Bitcoin ABC is 31 blocks ahead, it says. So it looks like, here we go, we got some blocks coming up here in the SV pool. A lot of others are pending. And so far, ABC, which is the original Bitcoin Cash, and this is SV, the Satoshi Vision. That's the one that we were speaking of yesterday with Craig Wright. And we'll go into some of the potential comings and goings that are going to be happening here with regard to Bitcoin Cash. But this Bitcoin Cash hard fork has also played into the market instability. So obviously, the chain has split, as we just looked at here. This is all over the crypto news services. But I guess the question is, so where do we stand now? Well, honestly, if the hype that led up to this hard fork has any validity, we're talking there could be some serious hashing wars going on. Again, stuff that's being covered currently out in the cryptocurrency media in more than one location. Personally, I don't believe this is very good for the market. For all intent and purposes, this is Bitcoin Cash blockchain infighting. And you have to consider how this looks to the outside world. The cryptocurrency space is just in its infancy. I know it's been a decade since the Bitcoin white paper, but it's only been the last few years that there have been any major eyes set to this market and giving it legitimacy as a potential up-and-coming worldwide currency. Think about how this infighting and market instability looks to, for example, the SEC, who is looking at futures contracts and overall regulation for the market. What about potential retail investors? The only way we're going to get mass adoption of cryptocurrency is to have so many retail investors entering the market that it becomes commonplace to use in place of fiat currency. What about for the major institutions? People who are already building the back end, the road work, the infrastructure to bring this to their clients, which will eventually help to increase and bring in adoption. And last but not least, what about governments? Governments are harping all over the chance to put regulations on cryptocurrency. I see this as giving the governments a reason to enter the market and try and regulate it. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Let's go on to some better news for the day. How about this? Ripple overtakes Ethereum as Bitcoin's bloodbath continues. In case you didn't notice when we had Marketcap up a second ago, XRP is now in the number 2 spot in Marketcap. It's got itself a little bit of buffer right there from Ethereum. And while Ethereum is still kind of weak, you can see the price here on CMC at 178.85, still down 1.27% in this last 24-hour period. I don't see Ethereum catching up with XRP anytime soon. So honestly, this is great news for XRP supporters, and obviously the mainstream media is noticing. So the question becomes, what can we as retail investors do in a volatile market like this? That's a great question. And honestly, the answer kind of becomes about your risk tolerance, in my opinion. Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and make your own decisions before you invest in anything, not just cryptocurrency. That being said, let's take a look at a few options for various levels of risk. Let's start with low risk. You can basically just sit back and wait. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, watch the market. If I'm right, we're having a bit of a recovery right now, a rebound from our all-time lows, but there may be another capitulation leg coming down, which is going to take us below $5,000. If you want my opinion, I think we're going under $5,000. Again, you can feel free to go in the comments and tell me I'm wrong and give me your opinions on where we're going to land, but I think we're going to go down at least a little bit more before we go up. And when we go up, it isn't going to be a quick rise, in my opinion. I think the bull market run we had at the end of last year, I don't think we're going to see that this year. So for those people who are risk adverse, who really don't want to take on any additional risk, then don't. Sit back, enjoy the ride. That's the bottom line. Sit back and enjoy the ride. See where the market takes you. When you feel Bitcoin or whatever other altcoin you might be eyeing hits the price that you think is acceptable for your level of risk, then you jump in. Now, if you feel like you can handle a little bit more risk, let's look at something that's a little more on the medium risk side here. You could dollar cost average. So what does that mean? If you're in this market, I'm going to assume that you've already made some purchases of Bitcoin or other altcoins. Hopefully you didn't buy them at all-time highs, but if you did and you're holding, what you can do to mitigate your loss is to buy more of that coin, whatever it is, Bitcoin or whatever altcoin it is, as the market moves down in this case, and then again back up slowly. So you can buy more as the market is going down right now, a little bit at a time, so you're not going all in on anything, and you take a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. The next thing you know, that high price you paid has been mitigated because you've purchased more at a lower price, hopefully, and your dollar cost average drops significantly, and when it comes time for the market to rebound, you'll actually be in a bigger profit than you would be otherwise. Now, if you're thinking about something that's a little more high risk, because you're one of these people that likes to gamble pretty much, you could leverage trade. Now, for those of you living in the United States, there aren't really many options to do this. But if you live outside of the US, there are a few different exchanges that you can utilize, such as BitMEX, where you can use up to 100% leverage. Basically, it's like options trading. The bottom line is, if you find what works for you, you can make money whether it's a bull market or a bear market. And right now, I think we're pretty much smack dab in the middle of one of the worst bear markets in the cryptocurrency space in its short infancy. So let's bring it all together. So what we're going to do is just have to keep our eyes on the market over the next few days, especially as Bitcoin Cash, the Bitcoin SV, and the Bitcoin ABC continue their infighting and their hashing war, and we'll have to see how that plays out for the entirety of the market. So we'll stay on top of that for you. And I'd like to take this time to say thank you for listening and watching this video. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so, and make sure you tick the little bell. That way you get notified the next time we put out some great content. And please hit the like button. It'll help the channel get us noticed. We really appreciate it. So stay calm, keep an eye on the market, or if you can't handle all the volatility, step away, go take a walk, have a drink, whatever works. We'll put out another video for you tomorrow, sooner if the market warrants. You have a great day. We'd like to thank you for watching our video today. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button and tick the little bell. That little bell will make sure you're notified when we put out our next video. You can also find us on Facebook at CryptoCoin Mindset, on Twitter at CryptoCoinMind, on Steemit at CC Mindset, and of course on the web at CryptoCoinMindset.com.